Hello, this is Mike Exford, Jill Jacoby, and Carol Smith for Wake Up Now.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I mean, they're all blowing up. Some of our hashtags have some of the best traction, in the industry. So you guys are doing a great job staying in touch and communicating with the business, and I couldn't be more proud of that. But you and I both know that where there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of chance for misinformation or misunderstanding. And so every once in a while, something will get out there and somebody will say it just a little bit incorrectly, and then it'll grow, and then it'll grow like a fishing story. Pretty soon, that little 4-inch fish you caught turns into a great white shark. And so we want to keep those rumors from growing out of hand and have a place that we can kind of address any questions that are out there. So that's part of the call, is to just give you information straight from corporate so that you've got it. You've got the facts firsthand. It's also a chance to just introduce new folks to the flavor of the company, a little bit about our corporate personality and sort of what's important to us. You will hear myself and Jason Elrod. For those of you that don't know, Jason is the president of Wake Up Now, and he and I work very closely together. We're good friends. We go back a number of years, even before Wake Up Now, a couple other ventures, but I have the privilege of knowing Jason for a while. But he's a good quality human being, first of all, and sharp as a tack when it comes to business. But you're going to hear him use the phrase "Wake Up Now family" a lot. And so I want to start tonight's call by just welcoming you. First of all, if this is your first time on the call, you have no idea what Wake Up Now is. I'm gonna welcome you in, and although this is not specifically an opportunity call or a business overview, I sometimes take a couple minutes at the beginning of each call just to kind of welcome you and let you know what's going on. But that using that phrase "Wake Up Now family" is not an accident. We all kind of sat around and talked about what makes our conferences great, what makes our regional meetings so great. And, one of the answers that comes back is not just the comp plan and the details of the products, and those are all great, by the way, but in the end, what it comes down to is a sense of family. There's a sense of connectedness. There's a sense of mutual support. Teams, they're out there cranking it, working hard to build leaders and grow their teams, but in the end, people help each other. People from different teams and totally different downlines that reach out and help each other because we really are sort of working on the same cause, and that is to grow the company, grow the business, and ultimately sell products that help people. Because we pride ourselves on the fact that we're not selling overpriced products that stack up in somebody's garage that people don't really want. These are products that people need and use, and it's changing and it's growing all the time for the better. For those of you, again, that are brand new, we have a suite of digital products like personal financial management software, tax deduction software, because everybody here is a business owner. So a lot of online tools that we offer as part of our packages, but then also physical products, from skincare, personal care, to our energy drinks, which are obviously right now leading the pack as our most popular products. And the sky's the limit, by the way, on the physical products. There's a revamp coming to a number of these products. So I'm telling you right now, if you do not have plans yet to be at the corporate conference, you will want to be. I'll mention that again before we hang up. But new products will be unveiled at the corporate conference, and so you want to be in touch with what's going on. But there'll be some variations on our current products, some new enhanced versions, and I know that Thunder is going to be getting at least another variation or so on flavor and ingredient mix. You've got a number of things in terms of the warm beverage categories: coffee, hot chocolate. There's some cool stuff coming, and why is that? So again, for those of you that are maybe new to Wake Up Now, you're wondering, well, what is it exactly that you sell? Are you an energy drink company, or are you a coffee company, or are you a travel company because of vacation club and all those other things? And the answer is yes to all of the above. So Wake Up Now is more than just one product. Wake Up Now is a platform to sell products and pay a handsome commission to those who help us market those products by word of mouth. So I encourage you, if you're new to Wake Up Now, or you're just on here to kind of check things out, talk to the person who invites you to the call. Make sure you get more details on what that means. But Wake Up Now is aggressive in the commissions it pays because we believe in the value of the products, and because we're not at the mercy of trends. We are not, at risk if some fad goes away. I think those of you that have been on the call before have talked to me. We just had a meeting out here in Southern California with some local leaders, and Darren Fryer brought some folks over from Hawaii. But it was a big meeting where I said specifically, and Jason mentioned it again, we're we're not at the mercy of trends. If the government were someday to wake up and decide, no more energy drinks, too much caffeine, kids are killing themselves with caffeine, energy drinks are hereby outlawed. Wake up now doesn't go away. We would, of course, modify the Thunder line if we had to make it compliant with any new laws or whatever. But even if that would happen, right, worst case scenario, we'll be fine because we're not just an energy drink company. So we'll sell whatever people need or want in their lives. And through the hub, the deal stream, right, we'll be able to move products from any category, just like Amazon does, and pay a commission for folks who help do that. So we are so excited about the fact that the business model is unique, the product offering is unique and valuable, and these calls are just one of the ways to stay in touch with what's happening. I really only have one housekeeping item that I want to share with you guys, and it's really just kind of a request on my part to protect your businesses, and really to protect yourself from going crazy. I mean, what am I talking about? I'm going to use an analogy I used in Southern California because we were near the beach for that meeting, and so I used this analogy with those guys. But imagine being at the beach, right, whether it's a lake or ocean, but there's sand, and how kids play within the sandbox, right? They got their big buckets, and they're throwing handfuls of sand into the bucket, right? What you guys are trying to build your business is you're trying to throw as much sand into your bucket as you can, right? Meaning new customers, new IBOs that are part of your sales team, sales volume, right? That's all sand that you're throwing in the top of your bucket. And some of you are using big shovels, some of you are just using 2 handfuls at a time, whatever it is, but you're working hard to throw all the sand in the bucket. The problem is, some people wonder why they're not making more progress when they're working so hard. They're throwing tons of sand in the top of their bucket, and they don't understand why it's not getting more full. And the problem is they're unaware of the size of the hole in the bottom of their bucket. Okay? Now, most of us, and most of you, again, you're aware that not everybody's meant for this business. Not everybody sticks around. We don't have 100% retention rate. Nobody in the industry does. Nobody in any business does. And we know we lose some folks who are not interested. They just kind of stop working it. They never really work it at all. But some people, and I'm not calling anybody out here, but if you're struggling with this, you might recognize it as you. Some people have a really big hole in the bottom of the bucket. Some people have small holes when their businesses are growing fast. I want to address one thing tonight that has to do with the size of the hole in the bottom of some people's buckets. Okay? Because, by the way, where is this coming from? This is not just an Andy rant. Okay? This is not just me going off on some random topic. Over the last week or two, I've been having some very focused conversations with leaders and a lot of IBOs out there about what's going on in their businesses and in their downlines. Some of it came out of some technical issues we wanted to make sure were or were not technical issues. But a lot of detailed conversations, and I've gone through literally a couple of hundred IBO records in the corporate back office. I can look up individual accounts, and I've spent a ton of time looking up individual accounts. And one of the things we found in talking to individual leaders, in talking to IBOs, and in talking to Wake Up Now customer support, I learned a lot of interesting things. For those that don't know, we have a new vice president of customer support. His name is Troy Smith. He comes with a great resume of experience, and he is sort of is bringing things to a new level. But I talked to Troy, just last week, and was asking him for some feedback from the customer support reps that you guys talk to all the time, right? And I asked him, what are some of the themes when people cancel, for example? They call in to cancel their membership or their subscription. What is it that they're saying when they do that? Why are they canceling? What's one of the reasons? And one of the things that came up a lot more than it should have, okay, was this issue of people being surprised when they were billed the second time. I didn't know it was an ongoing subscription. I didn't know it was an every month thing. My guy told me it was just one time. This guy had said I was only going to have to pay one time, and that was it. And this goes back to the 3 and 3 thing, where some of you were out there promising people if they just pay for their first month and then go get 3 people, they'll never have to pay again. Okay? I know what you're trying to get at. You're trying to basically hint that if they hurry up and get their 3 people and they become a D3, the sooner they become a D3, they'll start earning enough to cover their subscription. I get it. We know that that's how it works. But here's the problem. Some of you are running around just saying, hey, just sign up once, you pay only once, and if you go ahead and go get 3 people, and you won't have to pay ever again. Well, you guys know that the way the commission cycles work, you got to time it just right. Like join the first couple of days of the month, have folks sign up and join right at the middle of the month, and then have all that clear in order to be in the wallet, fast enough to cover. That rarely happens. So if any of you are promising people that they can sign up, pay once, and then never have to pay again, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. And I'm going to suggest that you change the language and how you do that. Okay, so let me just speak this one little piece of advice, and then we'll move on to our training topic for tonight. Each of you are going to be talking to people about starting a new business. That's basically what this is, right? Whether they want some part-time income on the side, or they're looking to one day go full-time and work for themselves 100% and start this business and basically own their own business outright, right? Just leave their full-time job completely. I know that's a dream for a lot of people, but for some, maybe it's just a part-time income. Whatever it is, start talking in terms of owning their own business. Hey, if you want to start earning some extra income on the side, this is a fantastic vehicle to do it. There's virtually no other business on the planet that lets you start making money as quickly as this one for as little, money down. Basically, that's what I'm calling it an investment, but basically you're starting your own business. And for example, the Wake Up Now membership and subscription does not cost a fortune. Right, when you talk about the tens of thousands of dollars to buy some kind of franchise, whether it's carpet cleaning or a Subway sandwich shop. So start talking about starting your own business and how quickly you can go profitable in that business. So if it costs you, somewhere in the neighborhood of $100 a month to qualify, right, to earn enough PV to qualify, and a lot of folks are buying that extra case of Thunder, so they're spending more than $100 a month, but whatever the number is, the comp plan is fairly generous and allows you the chance to start earning enough commission on sales of products. You earn enough commission to cover your monthly costs within the first couple months. Don't ever say it's just 1 month, because it might take some people longer. The bottom line is whatever expectation you set is what they're going to hold you to. And if you tell them, just pay once, you never have to pay again, that is their expectation. They may not even know that they're on auto ship. They may not know that there's a monthly subscription, that they're going to get billed again. And then they come to us, kicking and screaming, I didn't know, nobody ever told me. So my advice, my suggestion, my plea to you guys is please set proper expectations of people who are new to the business. Tell them how quickly they can break even or even start becoming profitable in owning their own business. That is an easy sell, because you can break even within the first or second month and then start blowing it up and never look back. But if you're selling people on such a quick line as pay once and never pay again, you're misleading them, and you're not really telling the whole truth. Okay? There's product purchases that will qualify you for commissions. There's a certain amount of product that needs to be purchased in order to qualify for commissions. Got it. After that, you're off and running. You own your own business. How quickly can you go profitable? Well, let me tell you how many customers you need, or how much you need in sales, right, to earn enough commissions to cover your costs, to break even in your own little business, and then to grow profitable. So that's it for the rant. I'm encouraging you guys. The more you are realistic in your approach to talking to people, the more of them are going to stay. So if you've ever wondered why the hole in the bottom of your bucket is bigger than the guy next to you, be aware of how you're introducing the opportunity, because that has a lot to do with people's expectations. And you guys know expectations drive reality. And people just react, in a good mood or a bad mood, depending on how high their expectations were, right? Somebody tells you that the latest, whatever, Spider-Man or X-Men movie is the greatest ever, best movie ever in the history of mankind. Your expectations are really high, right? So if that movie's not that great, you're going to come out disappointed because your expectations were so high. And this is no different. If you oversell this, or you make it sound too easy, people's expectations are already set. There's nowhere to go but down when reality sets in. So you can be encouraging, you can be convincing, you can get people all pumped up. Do it realistically. So, all right, well, a segue into tonight's topic related to that, what does everything I just talked about have in common? That's you. When you're talking to people, you're the one out there telling the story, right? You're the one out there sharing the products. So I want to talk tonight about personal branding. Branding yourself. Now, what does that mean? Obviously, the company you guys are involved with is Wake Up Now. The products are Wake Up Now products. But Wake Up Now doesn't actively sell the products. You do. Okay, so you guys are the voice and the face of the company. So when you're out there and when people talk about branding, personal branding, what does that actually mean? I want to talk about it a little bit tonight, and then I've invited none other than a guy who knows how to brand himself. Mr. Seymour Green is with us tonight, so we're going to chat a little bit about personal branding. And I want to mention, because there's some good articles out there that I will share with you guys. I think the easiest place to do that is probably going to be the Wake Up Now blog and my Facebook page. I'll post it to Facebook, to my page, and also to the 600 Club. So I'll get it out there as many places as I can. By the way, if I'm not connected with any of you on Facebook, please feel free to look me up, shoot over a friend request. It's Andy Benes1 is the username. So it's Andy Benes, last name is B-E-N-I-S, Andy Benes, W-U-N is the username. But if you just search Andy Benes, you'll find me. So go ahead and shoot out a friend request if we haven't already connected, and I'll post those articles for you. But in reading about branding yourself, let me talk about why that's important first of all. You guys all need to remember that when you're out there sharing product or talking about the Wake Up Now opportunity, when people say, dude, this sounds awesome, I want to get involved, it's not just Wake Up Now that is convincing them. You are at least half of that equation, and reality is you're more than that. They're not just buying into the idea of Wake Up Now, they're buying into the idea of you. Okay? Now, I know that might sound intimidating for some of you who don't see yourself as leaders, but you're all leaders in one way or another when you share products or talk to people about the opportunity. So you want to brand yourself because people want to follow you. They want to follow people that are excited about something. The world is full of people who don't believe in anything. And there's an old saying, for those of us in certain faiths, that people who don't believe in God don't believe in nothing, don't believe in anything. And it's like that about business too. People are wandering around out there looking for something to believe in. And how do they find that? They find that by finding people who believe in something. So if you guys are out there as true believers in the company, true believers in the products, and true believers in the opportunity, that's going to show. And people want to start following you, not just Wake Up Now. Yes, we're out there, we're putting out some cool videos and training materials, and we've got a cool graphic design and video team. But they're not signing up because the videos are good. Believe me. They're signing up because of you. And so you got to ask yourself when you start branding, what's your appeal? What's your appeal to other people? Why would they want to be involved in something you're involved in? What would attract them to you or to what you're talking about? Okay? Are you offering solutions to a problem? Are you offering them some kind of value? What's the value that you bring to the conversation? For some people, it's super high energy, right? You guys all know YG. Hope we've all seen at least one YG video, but there are some super high energy, and YG's just one of those guys. If you were a car, he'd idle at like 5,000 RPM. He's just that guy. So for him, it's energy. For others of you, it's the tone of your voice. It's the expertise that you bring to the conversation. It's that expert stature. It's how you posture yourself. It's confident, happy, energetic, whatever it is. That might be your appeal. Or it's just the relationship because you care about people and you talk to them and you follow up with them. Okay? So there's a lot of ways to get the brand out there. There's a lot of things that you can do to make sure that as people start to follow you, you're doing it right. Okay? You got to walk the walk. If you talk about being honest and hardworking and a product of the products or a fan of the company, are you walking the walk? Are you drinking thunder when you're with people? Are you sharing the value of the product, sharing tax spot or one local, or showing your phone off every chance you get? You've got to walk the walk. You've got to be committed if you expect people to be committed, right? You probably want to build up the corporate brand. I know there's a lot of people trying to do one-offs on the company logo and kind of come up with their own team names and their own logos, but really, Wake Up Now has a pretty good brand, and it's getting more and more popular every single day. So build off the corporate brand. It's okay to put your own personal twist on it, but use that momentum that's already out there, right? That's one way to do it. So if you're making your own business cards, your own personal websites or blogs, whatever, that's fine. Make the most of you. Just a little footnote here on compliance. If you're creating a Wake Up Now one-off on a website, first you all have your own personal Wake Up Now website. I hope everybody's aware of that. Everybody gets, as part of being an IBO, you have your own personal marketing site. It's just your username, wakeupnow.com. I hope everybody's aware of that. you're going to be an expert in something, whether it's giving advice, making suggestions. I see some great videos on Facebook, people talking to their teams, because somebody's following them, and there's some great information. You're coming across as an expert, okay? And you're probably using some form of social media to do it. So let's that's just a brief overview of branding yourself and why that matters. But enough of me. Let's segue to somebody who's been there, done that, and is continuing to do that, and he's done it like a beast. None other than our top distributor at Wake Up Now, Mr. Seymour Green. Are you there, sir?
I'm here, and you can hear me.
I can. I know your day's just getting started because you guys sleep in, and I first want to shout out and say thank you, because for those of you that don't know, Seymour and Company are closed on Mondays, so that's talk about personal branding. I'm about to segue to that, but today is Monday, and technically you guys are closed on Mondays, so I know you're going out of your way to be here. Thanks for being here. Let me ask you, we'll start with that. You guys came up with kind of a cool name, the Closed on Mondays. Tell us about where that came from, and how did you start to grow that brand, at the same time as a Wake Up Now brand? I mean, you're here with Wake Up Now, you represent the products, but you also got your own little one-off brand with the Seymour Green pseudonym, which is fun and cool, and then the Closed on Mondays. How did you guys come up with that, and why does that matter for growing your business?
Yeah, so the whole Close on Mondays slogan and movement and stuff happened a couple years ago. And it's always been something, I guess, that's always in the back of people's minds. And I always relate it to the movie Office Space, older movie, but I think a lot of people are familiar with it. And there's a phrase in there on one of the scenes where, the guy comes in and he asks the people at the restaurant, it sounds like someone's got the case of the Mondays. And it's always Monday as the focal point of it being kind of the downer day, right? Because the weekend just ended. The week's going to start. Generally, it's the start of the work week for people. They got to get up early and all that stuff. And so it's not a day that people generally look forward to. So for myself and some of my business partners, we kind of decided to take that message of people not enjoying Mondays and turn it into a positive thing, and especially with the industry that we're in. We always get to talk about work from home, we get to set our own hours, all that type of stuff. And so, having the slogan Closed on Mondays, it kind of just fit perfect with what we were trying to do. And it just, goes back to the whole mindset of, being able to wake up when you're done sleeping, go to bed when you're tired. And because Monday is kind of that dreaded day for the majority of people, it's kind of fun to have a little brand behind it where, we actually look forward to Mondays. And just having the little t-shirts and stuff that we wear, for whether we're at an airport, just walking around, whatever it may be, and it's on a Monday, people look at that, and even though they may ask, well, what does that mean? What does that stand for? They subconsciously know exactly what it means, because everyone knows what being closed on Mondays stands for, but when they ask you that, they kind of are hoping for, maybe a different answer. But when you give them the response, well, what do you think it means, or this is what it means, they, more often than not, they sit there and go, man, I wish I could be closed on Monday. So it was kind of a idea that we, came across, decided to evolve into this industry, and, over the last couple of years, we've had some good feedback, and it continues to grow from there.
That's awesome. No, yeah, it kind of caught fire and kind of took on a life of its own. And I think there's a lesson there for anybody on the call that is thinking about a way to try to brand yourself. You don't have to necessarily come up with a slogan like a Closed on Mondays. I know there's a lot of teams out there that have started their own names, which is great. But, what's built into what Seymour just said is the main point, which is, they're taking an angle of lifestyle. This is a lifestyle company. Owning your own business is sort of a lifestyle move, and it gives you flexibility and freedom. And there's a lot of things out there based on flexibility and freedom. And so I think part of your personal branding, those who are looking to maybe put up a website for yourself or at least a blog, because most people are just doing it through their Wake Up Now marketing sites, and that's fine. I know that Seymour and Jason and all the Green family, but a lot of you, Facebook is the primary place. Instagram, Twitter, any of the social media outlets are great places to do that. But when you decide what kind of message you're going to put out there, maybe have an angle about what's important to you, a little bit about your why. For some people, that helps with the branding because it helps you be genuine. And also, the other thing I've noticed as far as people who successfully brand themselves, and this is what I'm going to go back to you, Seymour, being positive and being practical. There's just two words that I see there, two P words. They just happen to alliterate, but two P letter words that it seems to be a common thread for a lot of folks that are successful leaders, and also, and not just in terms of rank and income, but successful leaders as in people want to follow those folks. And typically there's positivity and there's something practical being offered. So give me an idea, for you guys and for your branding, when you kind of decide what you're going to post on Facebook, what you're going to tweet out, what you're going to take pictures of and post, how does being positive and practical play into your decision making?
Yeah, I mean, you said it exactly right. It's about staying true to who you are. So for those of you that may not know, maybe you're new to Wake Up Now and everything, More Green is not my real birth name that my mother or father gave me. Although I kind of wish it was at times because it's been good and most people call me that anyways. But my real name is Eric. But, basically the beginning of 2011, for whatever reason, I decided to step outside of the box and create an alias, I guess you could say. And I just so happened to pick the name Seymour Green. And obviously, with hindsight, I figured it worked out pretty well. But even at the time, it was more about creating something that I could call my own, and I could create what I wanted to from the start. So I'm not saying go out there and you got to create a whole new alias or grow a beard or do any of that. That's just the route I took. But at the end of the day, regardless of the name or the beard or the attire, whatever it is, it's being true to who you are, and that is what's ultimately going to create people to eventually follow you and to be interested in what you're doing. And again, you said going back to kind of your why. Everyone talks about your why, but what I think a lot of people miss on discussing is it's not just the why. The why is good to keep you motivated, keep you inspired, to get you to where you ultimately want to go. But you have to also be able to relate to people in a form and fashion that's going to garner some attention. And so not everyone has to do it in a flashy way. Not everyone has to do it, with materialistic things. I always tell people that the more true you are to yourself, the more you're going to see results. Because, believe it or not, you're not the only person out there that may do the things you do. If you are someone who enjoys, the lavish life and the materialistic things, of course, there's going to be plenty of people out there that can relate to you. If you're someone who enjoys, just being lazy, watching movies all day, staying at home, whatever it may be, there's a bunch of people out there in life that are the exact same way. So you're never going to be alone in the way you do things. But if you're consistent with the way you're marketing those things, you're going to start attracting those type of people. And so being practical is, don't overhype what you are, what you're doing. Yes, you can enhance a little bit on what you're doing, but you still have to make sure that, it's realistic in the eyes of someone that's watching you. So, like I always say, if on social media, if you're going to go out there and you're going to, all of a sudden make a post about you're living this crazy life, you just retired, you make all this money, whatever it may be, but someone just dropped you off at work because you have no car, you have no money, you can't take the public transit or whatever it is, you're not being real to who you are. You're completely going on the other end of the spectrum. Now, if you were to take that and twist it a little bit to, enhance what you're doing, but you're not completely, going against what you really are, then at least people can kind of relate to it and say, okay, well, maybe he is working a job, but, through Wake Up Now and the products and services, maybe he, there's a benefit to that now. Maybe instead of, talking about bought a brand new car, you talk about, the way that these products and services help you, with your current car or your current mode of transportation, whatever it is. So it's just you want to enhance what you're doing because you want to give people a reason to take notice of who you are and what it is you're doing, but you also want to be realistic in the sense that you don't want to go too overboard where people can't even fathom what you're doing. And if you look over my Facebook and social media, rarely do you ever see me talk about my current status or my current income or whatever it is, because really at the end of the day, most people can't relate to that. And even to this day, it still, blows my mind every once in a while when I start thinking about it. And it's like, that's not something people can relate to on a daily basis. And so if I am talking about Wake Up Now or branding myself, it's generally going to be talking about the products and services that Wake Up Now offer, how that can benefit someone in their everyday life. And if it's going to be talking about the potential income opportunities that Wake Up Now offers, it's going to be drilled into the people's heads about Founder 3. Because that income and all of that is more realistic to the average person. And so when it comes down to, like you said, being practical, it's just you gotta keep in mind that although there's things out there that may be attractive to you, you also have to take a step back and look at it from a general perspective. Is if I do this, what's going to be the response? Are my followers, the people that are their eyes on me, are they going to actually believe or look into what I'm marketing and actually like what they see, or is it going to be, no, I know that's not real. I know he's not really doing that. I can't believe that, or I can't actually relate to that, so it's going to be a turnoff. So you got to understand that you're not going to be able to please everyone, but if you stay true to yourself, and the longer you are true to yourself, you're going to start creating those type of followers. And at the end of the day, you want to be able to build this business with people that you're going to enjoy your time with, because more than likely you're going to, if it's the corporate event, maybe your little team gatherings, any type of thing, you're going to start being associated with the people that are on your team. And so if you're attracting a bunch of people that you can't relate to due to completely exaggerating, what your marketing is, well, then eventually you're not going to create this whole culture of like-minded people that you want to enjoy and spend your time with. So being true to yourself and branding yourself in a certain way is key, because that's ultimately what's ultimately going to create the long-term sustainability in your business, because you're going to attract people who not only think the same as you, but kind of want the same things out of life. So it just helps create that tighter culture inside of Wake Up Now and inside of your team.
Yeah, I know you're so right on about that, and I think the image you just painted there, that sometimes folks log on, they see pictures, they're saying all the right things on Facebook, but in the end, if it's not accurate or if it's not sincere, because that way it's okay to dream, but if it's not sincere, people can sniff that out pretty quick. And so my suggestion or encouragement to all of you is, as you put in, I see the videos and I see the quotes and the links to articles, some folks I've talked to worry about putting stuff out there that's already been out there. Well, if I do one more thing on leadership or one more thing on encouragement or being positive, it's just going to be, noise. And the answer is no way. Truth is always truth. Encouragement is always encouragement, and help is always help. I mean, there's, classrooms full of millions of kids who are all learning math. Well, it's the same math that's been taught every year for, generations. So it's still truth. And so don't worry about, cutting out copycatting. There's messages out there you can take from leaders. You can take good articles. You can take quotes of the day and put them out there. But if the passion is behind it, like Eric was just saying, and if it's sincere and it's genuine, it's from the heart, it's sort of your angle. Some of you are really passionate about wanting to help other people. And there are a lot of people out there that love that kind of attitude, that love the support and the help and people who care enough about them to help them. There are others like, we said about lifestyle, and then you can surround your entire message around lifestyle. Now, all of these, by the way, no matter what your brand is or how you're going to kind of find your little niche for leading people, use the tools that are out there. So if you don't have a presence on Facebook, if you don't have an Instagram account, if you don't have a Twitter account, take some time to get yourself educated. Watch those people who are doing it well, who are doing it frequently, and are maintaining that buzz. Okay, because the other word here for branding is consistency. You've got to be consistent with the words you use, the image you portray. Okay, you can't, start one day by saying something crazy over the top, and the next day doing something, a little more mild and conservative. You can mix it up, but you still got to be true to who you are, which I think is the theme you've heard a lot. But be consistent. Get those messages out there. You can't hit Facebook every day for a week, start to gain a presence, and then disappear for 3 weeks. You can't be willing.
That's a good point, Andy, because that's a big thing too. Is even though what I do is mostly online branding, at the end of the day, it's all the same, whether it's online or offline. It's just a different form of how you get it out there. It'll be either through text and pictures, or it'll be through physical contact, or voicing it to someone that's in person. But that's a good point, because at the end of the day, no matter what way you're marketing, you have to be consistent with what you're doing, because it has to be consistent in the same manner. I mean, if you're a negative person, just be negative consistently. At least you're not going to be fake, and people are going to see that. But what we want to do is at least provide a place for people to go that can be a consistent outlook on what it is we're doing. So that doesn't mean every day you need to sit there and talk about wake up now to the extreme. But you need to be consistent in your approach of what you're doing with your everyday life. Whether it's one day you're talking about, something positive that happened, just, going down to the park and being able to play with your kids. Or the next day it's a direct effect to, this is what happened because of Wake Up Now. But not every day has to be about Wake Up Now. But you should be consistent in whether it's you're posting on Facebook, videos, or it's just out talking to people. If you're consistently positive, eventually people are going to start asking questions as to why it is you're so positive. And then that's when you have the open door to now relate what you're, currently doing to Wake Up Now. And those relationships that you've built over the years or months, whatever it is, because I have people to this day that when I created my Facebook back in 2011, I have people to this day that I've never done business with, but they've been my quote-unquote Facebook friends since the beginning, that will out of nowhere randomly hit me up and be like, okay, I'm ready to do business. I've been watching you for so long. And yeah, it's been 3.5 years almost. But they've seen over that entire time, not only have they seen the growth of me, from when I started to where I am now, but the entire time I've been positive, I've been consistent. I haven't gone too long between posts. I might go a day or two between, posting something, but every time I post something, it's either a positive business-related post, a positive lifestyle-related post, or just a positive post in general that may have nothing to do with business or life, but it's just something that engages your followers and your audience. Because no matter what you do, you don't want to have just the eyes on you from your friends list. You want to make sure that you're getting attention outside of that as well, because you constantly want to be able to bring a new audience into your life, because new blood is the lifeblood, right? That's what Gerald White always says. The new blood is the lifeblood. So yeah, you may have your core group, but the only way it's going to continue to grow in any business is to have new blood coming in, new audience, new fresh eyes that are seeing not only the business, but they're seeing you. And they're seeing you as a person and how positive you are, and how it's not, 24/7 business. You're able to mix in a little bit of life. And that's something that's going to attract people in the long run, is that say, hey, this person right here, although they're very passionate about what they do and about helping others and their business, they're also, real as far as what I've seen with them with their, helping people, or just, going on vacation with their family, whatever it may be. They're seeing that it's a consistent effort to share what it is they're doing, but they're not overdoing it by just, shoving it down your throat day after day about this business and this is why you should join and this is how much money you can make and all this type of stuff that eventually will kind of, get on the nerves of people, because at some point you have to be able to relate what you're saying to your everyday life. And so if you're talking about how Wake Up Now is so great and, the products and services are so great, well, at some point you got to show why they're great and why they're impacting your life for the better. And that's where mixing up the business and the personal life through pictures, videos, or just statuses, whatever it may be, that's where you got to find that balance, because you want to be able to give the audience, a fair shot of being able to balance both of them and showing that, hey, if this person can do it, maybe I can do it. I see that they don't post every day about this business. I don't want to post every day about this business, so I can relate to that. So maybe I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, I see you're doing this business. I see you're having some success, but you're also able to just live. And I think that's one of the big things that I've learned over the years was sometimes being nonchalant about things is actually a good thing, because if you can show that you're passionate about what you're doing, but at the same time you can just kind of be nonchalant and turn the attention back on the person, then they don't feel like it's one of those pushy sales types of positions that you're always having to talk about this opportunity. If they can see you can be out in the public and not even bring it up once, but yet you can still enjoy and have a good time, then they can sit there and go, okay, if they can do that, why can't I? I'm always caring about these opportunities about you always having to sell. But yet this person's over here, and it seems like he's in a position where he can enjoy his life, but yet he's not constantly talking about it. It's because you got to be able to pick there's a time and a place for everything. So you just got to understand that, yeah, you're going to make mistakes at times. There's going to be times where, you may say the wrong thing, but as you grow with not only the personal development side, but with the business, you're going to start to get familiar with when's the right time to say things. And that comes with experience, and experience is the best teacher. So don't think that today, if you're just getting started, or maybe you've only been in for a few months, that, you need to be a pro at it. It's taken me a good 3.5, 4 years to get in the position I am because of the experiences that I've been through over the years. And so everything's a learning process, and there's still things that I'm learning today, but, obviously I've been able to put myself in a position where I've learned a lot of things, and I've applied what I've learned, and that's what's, able me to get to where I am.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, for those that don't know, Eric on a business or for that matter personal level, that, he is a student of the game. He takes his business seriously, although it's, probably only 4 days a week apparently. But he is serious about both fun and work. And so, whether you're promoting lifestyle and flexibility and a sleep-in lifestyle like he does, or a go-get-it, work hard, be an entrepreneur, and succeed beyond your wildest dreams. It doesn't matter what angle you're taking. You want to be in touch with the folks you're talking to. You want to be sincere. You want to be consistent and have a presence. So those of you who are just thinking, well, I'm just sort of here in the background doing my own thing, it's not a big deal, I'd like to encourage you to start seeing yourself as a leader and believing that you can have people following you because they want to hear what you have to say when it comes from the heart, when it's sincere, when it's motivational, when it's positive, or any combination. And are you always going to drum that up from inside yourself? No. Sometimes you got to go out and find a good article, find a good quote from a actor or a thinker or an educator or whoever, right? A philosopher, and share wisdom that's already out there. But if it's coming from you and you're giving it because you're being positive and you want to encourage people and you want to be a message bearer, then go be it. And personal branding is a big part of that. So, guys, as we wrap up, first I want to thank Mr. Eric Seymour Green Turner for his time, and for all of you for tuning in. As I promised before, I've got 5 articles that I researched on personal branding. A couple of them are network marketing specific. The others are more generic from entrepreneurship. But they're all about personal branding. I'm going to post them on my Facebook page. I'm also going to post them to the 600 Club for those of you that are in there. If I mentioned before, just one final shout out. If we are not connected and you want to stay connected with some of the corporate updates, there's join Wake Up Now Facebook. Make sure you like Wake Up Now, the corporate page. Okay, and you're welcome to shoot me an invite. I'm happy to connect and just pass things out to the field. It's part of some of the most fun I get to have. And again, it's Andy Benes. Last name starts with B, B-E-N as in Nancy, I-S. And Andy Benes 1 is the username. So shoot me out a request. I'm going to post those 5 articles right now, and encourage you guys to go figure out what that means for you. What are you going to do to improve your personal brand? If you don't have one, to start establishing it. What does it mean to be consistent? Is it weekly, daily, every other day? How are you going to mix up some business and some fun and some personal without necessarily exposing more of your personal life that you want to? I know some folks want to be cautious about that because once on the internet, always on the internet. But keep that in mind. There's people screenshotting all the time. So please don't be a troll. Don't be a hack. Let's keep it, be professional, because that is your brand. And so, be who you want to be online in the most authentic, positive way, and it will reap you some big rewards in your business. So, guys, thanks for joining. Have yourselves a great rest of the week. If you need anything, contact us at corporate, either through support or Facebook. Just stay in touch, and we'll be right back at you a week. By the way, for those of you that don't know if this happens to be your first or second time, same phone number, same code, same time every week. Mondays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and we are here every week. Topics are different, speakers are different, but our passion and our hope is that you're able to build your business and have fun doing it. So have yourselves a great week. Thanks again for being on. Good night. Talk to you guys later. Take care.
And this has been Wake Up Now Corporate Call with Jill Jacoby, Carol Smith, Mike Exford. And we're looking for people that would like, with the same attitude, as to help people. All 3 of us love to help people on the internet, and we're looking for people like us. Have a great week. Talk to you later.